Good morning, SpeedGaming 2. Welcome to some more Link to the Past tournament action. We're still in the first round. This will be a game 3 between Yagamoth and Azder. My name is Tracy M. With me is Captain 1977. How you doing, Captain?
Doing pretty well. How you doing?
Doing good. Yeah, so we've had a pretty good series. These two are very evenly matched from what I can tell. Azure taking game 2 yesterday after Yagamoth taking game 1 in relatively well. The first game didn't look close, but it really was close. It just came down to Azure deciding to go for some hovers instead of going and finding the hook shot. But other than that, very close. Yesterday, also about 3 or 4 minute win for Azure. So be interested to see what we get in game 3 here.
Yeah, we got a MC boss shovel, so the map compass is shuffled along with the bosses will be shuffled. So
We got McBoss, as I like to call it. And there's a compass for Misery Meyer and some 20 rupees for Azure. Azur's going to go ahead and check out the Uncle start, and Yagamoth's just going to go straight to Kakariko, looks like.
Normally don't like to see compasses, but in this mode we're gonna want to see compasses to let us know what boss we're gonna beat in each dungeon, if we can. So
nice full magic drop from the tree pole, though at this point you really want bombs or money. The bush crab not really helping us out at all. Compass to Swamp Palace. Azure was hoping to hit one of the guards and see if maybe it was a bomb drop. It was not, and he missed. Well, I mean, we don't know if it was. He just missed. And a piece of heart and lumberjack. What was that? Oh, it's a blue cane.
blue cane. Okay.
I'm glad Yagamoth went back and double-checked that, because, I mean, blue cane has very, very minor logical implications. It could be required logically for Spike Cave, but at that point, you just fill up a bottle and you do it. If you have to do it that way.
Yeah.
And we see bombs in the Lost Woods, so we don't have to worry about those for a little bit. And nothing interesting at the drop down, so just 10 arrows that we're not gonna likely need. Yeah, it looks like he did about the same double take. Sees it's the blue cane. He just did a little bit more efficiently than Yagamoth did, but you know, it's both relieved to know that they don't have to worry about killing Aga for the item. Doesn't mean we won't be killing Aga. We could need it for Dark World access. Way too early to tell.
Yeah, first glance at that Aga item is kind of looks
first
like
thought,
a rod.
I thought it was gonna be an ice rod, to be honest. Which in this mode would be especially intriguing, given that we don't know where Trinex is gonna show up, or if we're gonna see him at all. And just knowing Turtle Rock was a crystal would not be enough to say, hey, we need that. And a hammer in Blind's Hut, so a nice early weapon. Now let's see what's in the well.
Well, we get something good.
Sandcart. $50 rupees.
Harpies.
Yeah, it's an interesting amount of money. It's enough to do the bottle vendor, not enough to buy bombs on top of it. With 4 bombs, we probably don't. Oh, never mind. We just got a full refund on our bottle vendor.
Auto vendor says, "Here, I think you dropped this."
Yeah, exactly. And there's some extra money.
Oh.
Not quite Zora money, though. awfully close. We might see an early Zora check. If they get a little bit more. Like that. All the money in the world.
So, yeah, plenty of money now.
Yagamoth not gonna buy bombs. He has 3 and a hammer, so that's enough to do everything. I might consider buying bombs just because Mini Moldorm Cave with hammer kind of sucks. You don't quite have enough bombs to do it. We won't be coming back for the library.
Okay, so the story of Kakariko is money and hammer.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's about it.
And Yagamoth's gonna still look a little bit ahead because he hasn't done the uncle check yet. If he never has to go there, that could be a nice little time save. Azder's gonna buy bombs. This much money, yeah. I think that's just gonna make Mini Moldorm so much easier. Another compass, yeah. Money and compasses. We've gotten quite a few of those too. And Azra's just gonna blind check this. I think this feels like I haven't gotten anything useful in Kakariko. Let's see what I can get here. Unfortunately, it's just gonna be a heart piece. He'll probably save and quit as soon as he sees it. Yeah, glove in the dam. Oh, there's our bomb droppers. And Yagamoth showing why Hammer Mini Moldorm sucks. He's gonna get bailed out a little bit because these guys are just dropping bombs anyway. And more bombs. A boomerang. A map. I mean, we need maps too, because maps will tell us whether things are pendants or crystals.
Yep, looks like Yagamoth wants to go all the way to Ice Rock Cave here, and try not to get hit by anything, because those crabs will kill you.
Right now, yeah. Those crabs will do 2 hearts of damage on Greenmail. That's what we're on, so... Like, Azure will follow Yagamoth to Mini Moldorm Cave. In a much better bomb situation since he bought them, so he should have no trouble. Yagamoth well aware of the damage those crabs will do if they hit him. You're making nice use of that boomerang.
A flute.
That's a nice find. I suspect Yagamoth and shortly thereafter Azure will go ahead and activate that right away. Only really opens 1 check. Logically speaking, at least, because we can't do the Old Man Cave logically yet. Might see him do it anyway. I don't know that you rush to do that when the flute's going to take you there for free, and you have nothing else you can do up there. No mirror, no hookshot. And there's Dark World access.
Just a little bit more money in case we didn't have enough too. crab is blocking the entrance really well.
Yeah.
There we
Okay,
go.
there we go. Azure gets his flute. We'll see if he does back of escape first. Hopefully he does. Gets that moon pearl. And he will get that moon pearl. Yagamoth just testing out that flute, going right back to 3.
Making sure that worked correctly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Looks like we're gonna get a hype cave check right away. I'm a big fan of starting out in the Dark World with Hype Cave. It's a very quick 5 items. I mean, yeah, it's not the Hype Cave of V18 where you got like 5 really good items, but you know, even if you get one really nice item there, it's worth it.
It's right there. Right.
Azure, I think, is just gonna go straight to Hype Cave and will activate that flute when he goes to Kakariko to do things like Village Outcast and Thieves Town. Bottle. Not a whole lot of hype in Hype Cave. We do have a bit of a to be determined because that bottle opens up Sick Kid.
Yep, because Asher more recent go back to activate blue etch expected now. So that's
Yeah, I expect to see that. Looks like Yagamoth's gonna do the other. Oh, he's gonna do the red crystal check because this is map compass shuffle, Hera and Swamp. So no hover seed today. For those of you who missed game 1, the hookshot played a very interesting role in what was essentially a hover seed, both for the ether medallion in Hookshot Cave, and then later on the Moldorms 2. And yeah, Azure also gonna check out that, and also gonna go over to Pyramid. I don't foresee either one of them going into Pod.
yeah, not yet. Like Yagamoth's taking catfish here as well. So.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. We'll see if Azure follows him. I know it's one of his less favorite checks, so it wouldn't surprise me if Azure's route ends here at the Pyramid. It's also a location that's gotten him in races in the past, so maybe he decides to just do it. We find out that Turtle Rock is a pendant, and Skull Woods is a crystal. And we're gonna get double catfishing. So far, the only difference in the routing is Azure starting at Link's house and doing the uncle checks right away. Everything else, they've done exactly the same things. Well, and Yagamoth already activated his flute. Today, Catfish has nothing, and the reason Catfish has nothing is because the runners both decided to check it early. Because that's how that works.
The game knows.
I know, it sure does. Okay, flute to 3. And we'll get a Sick Kid check.
What you got for us, kid?
Just bombs. Don't really need those anymore. We'd gotten that bottle early, you know, then getting those bombs would have been nice.
Again, the game knows and says no.
Now we'll get that fluid activation from Azder, and then he will check Sick Kid for those bombs. And then we'll see, I could see either one of them dipping into Skull Woods. Skull Woods is a lot more value in this mode with the maps and compass shuffled in. There's guaranteed to be something in the front, because there's 4 items in Skull Woods now instead of 2. There's only 3 since there's only 2 items in the back, there's going to be 2 items in the front somewhere. Could also see going into Thieves Town. Checking the Thieves Town boss, really not so bad, because you're not going very far. You don't have to do the back of Thieves Town at all. The back of Thieves Town in this mode is very much another left side swamp.
Yeah, definitely.
Azur's gonna flute away and do something different. Yeah, he wants to at the very least do Saha and find out what the green pendant is, so he can get that knowledge. Goldwood still has 3 keys though, so and a big key that we don't necessarily need. So there's still a lot of junk here. Okay, green pendant pod.
I know, but it's just a compass to Hera, so when we get up there, we can check the boss. So that's...
And more money. And a hook shot in Skullwood. That means good mountain access. Ooh, as you're doing another different thing, he's gonna go ahead and spend that Zora money right now.
Yeah, that hook shot's a really good find there early for Yagamoth.
There's some blue mail sitting on Lake Hylia Island that I suspect will sit there. I personally like blue mail a lot, but these runners won't need it.
One more check here in Skullwood. There's key number 3 or 4 cosmic key.
Yeah. Nothing in Waterfall Ferry.
So there are 3 items in the back of Skullwoods.
2. There's one in the big chest.
Sorry.
Yeah. One in the big chest, 3, and then 2 more in the back. Oh, Candace Samaria on the... We have nothing to splash delete for that. But that knowledge is really good for Azure, so he could come back here either with the later... Or probably just come back here with the flippers, because we know we have to get flippers today, because it is Swamp Palace a crystal. And just a piece of heart on Zora. Azure decides, might as well, I spent all that money, might as well go ahead and pick that up. Azure, of course, probably wishing it was the other way around. Piece of heart on Zora. Sorry, on the ledge, and the cane on Zora. And a sword, finally, in the sea house.
They do exist.
Now, I suppose chat points out, do we know that cane is going to be required? We don't. We don't know what Mire is, but you grab it anyway, because it'll make, if nothing else, it makes Ice Palace quicker if you have to do it. But more importantly, you don't want to walk into GT without a cane when you know where it is. Because there's five big key locations behind that. And a bow. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the chess game.
So let's see if Yagamoth wants to just head straight to the boss here, or do some of the checks here.
I mean, I think you check the boss here. Just because it's quick enough. As you're gonna do the Skullwoods play, so he'll get his hook shot, so he'll be happy about that. Oof. It's not where you want to take that death. Yeah, pretty sure we don't have this compass, so we're not going to be able to look. There's plenty of bosses. Well, I guess at this point it's Cold Stare and Trinex that we can't kill. Powder's a nice find. And the small key. There's that hook shot for Azder. We'll see if he decides to do the middle as well. Yeah, so we are going to see this boss.
See what we got. Vitreous.
Oh, this
Technically,
yeah, okay. This is doable.
not
Gonna be
fun.
slow.
At least he got the bow out of there to take out the big eyeball. These are the bombs talking up the little eyeballs here.
I would use as many arrows until I have 8 left and then switch to the sword. I think that's what Yagamoth's doing now. Looks like he's stopping at 10, actually. Oh, gotta switch to the hammer. Ooh. I don't think you go back and go for this right now. We'll see if he does. He doesn't have... Now, in round 2, he's not gonna have near the resources down to 1 bomb and 8 arrows, so he's gonna have to do this mostly with just his fighter sword. So I'm a little surprised he's going back in, but maybe he's gonna do the back. Ezra, in the meantime, has got to be a little bit careful because he's down to just 2 hearts in the Dark World. There's a lot of things that'll one-hit KO you here. Yeah, okay. Yagamoth's just gonna go ahead and do the back right now instead of trying to beat his head on this boss. I think that's fine. Maybe you score another bow or even a better sword just to make the fight better.
Yeah, hopefully.
And we don't know what our last pendant is. Yagamoth doesn't yet know that it's green pendant pod, so we know there's only a 1 in 5 chance that this is the pendant. For him, it's a 2 in 6, so... Azure will now get his bow.
Oh, Yagamoth will now know that pot is a pendant.
Yep, he probably won't have to talk to Saha. We'll see what Azure decides in terms of the Vidi fight. Okay, what's in this last chest? That was an ice rod. Was that a fire rod? Looks like an ice rod to me.
It was an ice rod.
Yeah, this is where, yeah, pretty sure that was an ice rod. So that's an interesting item. Azure? Not gonna go... I guess he's just gonna do the back. Okay. Yeah, and to be fair, it's... Sometimes those rods look a little funny. So, I don't know if this is Azure forgetting that he doesn't need to do the back to the boss, or if he just wants to do the back and is being thorough. And here's some of the time back for Azure as Yagamoth does the uncle checks. Yagamoth will pair this in with the front of escape.
Yeah, and yeah,
Yeah,
I
no,
think
he's forgotten.
I forgot.
He'll remember when he sees that there's no maiden in the cell. He's not going to feel good about that. Unfortunately, with that fire rod probably not needed, he's not going to feel good about getting that item either. I think I just said fire rod. With that ice rod probably not needed.
Depends if we see
Actually, though, you know what it
next.
is? Yeah, you know what? We could see a try next. So actually, I think you do feel good about this.
Yeah.
He'll be double reminded that it's boss shuffle. So yeah, gotta remember that it's the boss shuffle. We do potential just because we don't need to do Turtle Rock doesn't mean we don't necessarily need that ice rod. So I missed what that first item in the escape was, but no one was going nuts, so I'm gonna assume it was nothing, and just 20 rupees in the second chest. Okay, Azure will get his ice rod, and it is definitely an ice rod. And since we do have Azure the non-quick swapper, we do get to see his menu and confirm, so. So even if we don't end up being that ice rod, it is certainly a nice peace of mind to know that you can just beat a Trinex if it shows up. So now we're just down to getting a fire rod to be able to beat any boss that shows up. Okay, Azure I think has 10 more arrows here, so he's gonna have a little bit better start to this. Not gonna use bombs yet. I'm not gonna use bombs at all. He's just gonna use all his arrows for this part. We'll only have 2 left, so he's gonna have to be a little careful here and switch to hammer or switch to sword spin. So it looks like he's gonna do hammer. This is very nicely done. And he's gonna know after this whether even if this is a pendant, it's gonna be good knowledge for him because he'll know all his pendants and crystals. And of course, it's a pendant. But so now he knows all his pendants and crystals. So no guessing.
I mean, it was a dungeon we have access to fully completed. Of course, it's dependent.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that how that works? Yeah, and in chat point, it is definitely easier to kill Vitreous in that arena since we don't have any of the goo that's constantly damaging you. And as you're going to continue on to South Dark World.
Yagamoth doing the Death Mountain play here.
Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. A lot of items over here. We can get to Hera. I expect to see Azure fluting over there shortly after he's done with this.
Never find the digging item.
Yes, a lot of digs. For a Quake medallion, a nice to-be-determined item. Could need it for either Misery Mire or Turtle Rock. Now, if it's for Turtle Rock, we might not care. And a nice lamp in Paradox Cave. And there's that flute for Azure. Nothing on Floating Island. And I expect Yagamoth will head over to Tower of Hera. Now, we got a lot of compasses earlier. Does anybody remember if we got the Hera compass? I feel like we might have.
I think we did. I'm gonna say yes.
So we should be able to see the boss here.
We did. Okay.
And I did not see.
Yeah, it's just a moth. It's not really a
Okay.
big deal.
Okay, well, it is kind of a big deal to know that you can actually beat the dungeon, so...
Yeah.
And we don't need to Hera pot, but we will. At least Yagamoth will. Chances are there is going to be an item in the basement, though. Just because the only way in this mode that you don't get an item in the basement is if the small key locks itself, which can happen. It just doesn't seem to happen enough. Yeah, see, there's that small key.
That's a good thing we got that. Oh,
And a fire rod. Okay, so that's all our boss weapons.
I was gonna say, good thing we got that fire source to Paradox game, but there's just one in Hera anyway. So.
Yeah, I mean, if you had the mirror, you probably do Hera first before you do Paradox. But without the mirror, you're doing Paradox on your way up. And as everybody likes to say, the hard part about Moth is the room that he's in. So this won't be a hard fight at all. And we get a Master Sword for it. Okay, and hopefully we can get someone to fix something went wrong with the cropping there. Hopefully we can get someone in to fix that. Hopefully we'll be able to see what's in Spiral Cave. There we go. Shoutouts to our SpeedGaming volunteers for taking care of that.
Nice tempered sword there in Spiral Cave as well.
Wow, suddenly that Vitreous fight gets a lot easier if Yagamoth wants to go back for it. Looks like he's gonna head over to Eastern though. And he will... I don't think he knows that this is a crystal yet. He will find out when he does it.
The good news is we can defeat all bosses now.
Yeah, we got it. We got the stuff for everything. We got a good sword now too, so it's not gonna be any more issues in terms of boss fights. And yeah, Yagamoth didn't do the basement, so we'll see if Azder decides to do the basement. What you'll see some runners do is they'll pair in the basement with the later Dark Death Mountain checks, especially if you can get a mirror. if they're still looking for stuff at that point. As you're pulling out the... Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh. Just got bopped right by the little beam there. That really hurts. I hope that doesn't cause him to skip Spiral Cave. And miss that Master Sword. Sorry, that Tempered Sword. And it's those little things that'll sometimes change up Azder's route, and it'll skip extra things. And an Ether Medallion in the big chest. Azder, you know what? I'm just gonna use that potion. No sense in taking any chances of dying here. Yeah, you know, you could pull out the Fire Rod here. I don't... Yeah, I mean, I get it. The hammer's more powerful, but, you know, you got this Fire Rod. It shoots across the gap there.
I sure wish he had that sword for the boss.
I know, right? Now we'll see if he goes back in. Does he do Spiral Cave? Okay, also not doing the basement, but is doing Spiral Cave. And Azder's gonna... Looks like Azder will get a potion in Eastern Palace anyway. He'll get a blue one, it'll be an upgrade, so...
What kind of boss are we gonna see in Eastern Palace today? Could be anything.
Good question,
really.
yeah. Yeah. The only arenas that are limited on our bosses are the 2 Moldorm arenas and the Skullwoods. Though this could be anything, but... And we haven't even seen duplicates, so we can't take anything out. Okay, well, this is easy. As Yagamoth gets hit twice. Expect Yagamoth to jump out of here and walk over to Saha to get his green pendant information. Which, you know, might change what he does next, because I would have expected a pod play. Oh, no, he's gonna flute away. Maybe he's gonna stop on the way to pod. On the other hand, we're kind of running out of things to do, so the pod play might be the answer. It's a bunch of items. It's a green pendant.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. And shoutouts to Scupula there, who behind the scenes fixed our cropping issues and has also fixed the commands. Yeah, to answer the question in chat about this boss shuffle, so the way it works is every boss is going to show up once. 3 of them will show up twice. Okay, Yagamoth now knows this is a pendant. I don't think he knows this is the green pendant yet. Because he has not talked to Saha. But he has a map, but the map doesn't tell you green versus other colors. Oh, chat saying he did a quick map check. Okay. Nice thing about Eastern Palace in this mode is everything is an item except the big key. Right? And you need the big key, so like everything you open here is there's no small keys in this dungeon. Ooh, a shovel. Oof. Whereas Pod still has 6 small keys to contend with. Granted, you still need most of those to beat the dungeon. There are ways around a few of them.
That was 4 pod small, so there could be something in the big key test still.
Yeah, I think he's gonna go back around and get it. And the biggest reason why you want to do this now is this could be the big key. Like, if it's literally anything else, then it's fine to skip it for now. But if it's the big key, then you get to the back and you still don't have the big key, that's a problem.
Try next.
I don't know what that was.
That's try next.
That was try next? Okay.
Try next spot, but again, you can beat every boss, so not really a big deal.
I mean, you might not want to do it. But it is green pendant, so maybe you do. I don't know. It does make it less likely that we'll see an ice Trinex, which is a definite good thing for these runners. No one wants to do ice Trinex.
We're not going to talk about that, please. No.
I sense some experience there. As you're also going into pod, this makes I mean, it makes sense for Yaga as well, but this makes a lot of sense for Azder, because I don't think there's much of anything left for him, because he's already done. I think the only thing that Yaga's done that Azder hasn't is the front of escape. Azder's already done the Zora area, he's already killed the Thieves Town boss for a pendant. There's that big key. And Yaga getting the map of Thieves Town, so he's going to be able to know that he doesn't have to go back and kill that cold stare unless Ped's a thing. This is a nice luxury item. I don't think we've seen Bumper Ledge yet, though, so I'm not sure if we need that or not.
I think we saw Bumper Ledge. I believe it was a red 20, so.
And any thoughts of this being a logical Agaseed are gone. For those of you that missed it, there is a blue cane sitting on the Bumper Ledge. Not Bumper Ledge, on Lumberjack. Yaga taking a death warp, he's going to go for this Trinex.
Yeah, that's the thing about pot, this mode. Guaranteed item on the boss, you know it can't be a key or...
Well, it's two. I mean, it's virtually 2 items, because you're going to turn in the green pendant.
True.
And we really haven't gotten anything to progress us.
So on the lookout for those mirror and flippers, and the mitts, really. Yeah,
the flippers would be big for Azder because he knows this kind of Samaria is out there, but I think we need something that opens up more because there's only 1 flipper check we haven't seen. That's the man under the bridge. And Kata Samaria is nice, but at the moment it doesn't actually open anything. without the mirror, we can't get into swamp, and without the mitts, we can't get into ice. So this could be mitts. It would not surprise me. That would open up a lot of things.
Yeah.
Mirror would also be possible. That would open up a few things.
All right. First cycle at tried extra from Yagamoth. Very nice, very clean fight there from Yagamoth on the try next. Pretty easy with temper stored. What do we get?
That's arrow, so it's gonna be green pendant turning most likely.
I'm kind of worried about Hera Basement myself now.
I am too.
Oh, and yep.
Yeah, you keep no mirrors.
Yeah,
We have to.
no mirror.
So we actually have to
Hello.
flute over here.
Ah,
With the flute, it doesn't matter where you start, so he's just gonna start here and probably mirror back to 5. Turn that green pendant in.
Yes, we have a Mr. Hashala. We found your family heirloom. What do you want for it?
Yeah, there we go. Mitts.
Uh-huh.
Had a feeling that was gonna show up. But yeah, if that hadn't been Mitts, yeah, I was gonna be awfully suspicious of Hera Basement. Oh, yeah. Thankfully, that piece of heart that Azure just picked up, not giving him a refill, because he's gonna want a death warp out of this.
Yagamoth's getting that information about in the Thieves Town, so probably not gonna go back there ever. So that's good news for him.
And that ice rod was required. So it's good that both runners decide to do the Back of Thieves. Oh, that quake. That was someplace Azure did that Yaga has not done. Was that Zora? No, that wasn't Zora. Where was the quake?
Big game. Yeah.
Dig? Oh, okay. Yagamoth, not anywhere near Dig Game. So Yaga probably doesn't get to that until he's doing a smith chain? Yeah, so Azure, of course, is going to go kill this, because the only thing he hasn't done that I can think of is Front of Escape. And you don't leave a green pendant dungeon just to do Front of Escape. If you're going to do Front of Escape, you do it before this.
in the Super Bunny Cave here. Not a lot.
No, we might find flippers up here. Cane of Samaria's got to be available soon. That cane sitting up there on the Zora ledge. So some of the things that Azur's done, that Yaga hasn't done, Yaga's going to have to do. So he's going to have to give that time back. The good news for Yaga is Azur has to go back for that cane as well. I did not see the medallion. Was that an ether?
That was ether on TR.
Yeah. Well, Yagamoth can't get baited in because the cane of Samaria is not available right now.
Whole lot of nothing up here on the mountain so far.
Yeah. Probably get a spike cave check.
You think Yagamoth would... Well, he can't go back in there already yet.
Nope, no mirror. Nah, he's got other better things to do anyway.
Yeah.
This is gonna be tight.
I think he's gonna drink that blue potion here in a bit.
I think he has to.
Yeah.
Did he not still have the red? I know Azure used the red. Okay, Azure gets his mitts. Let's see where he goes. If he goes to Mire first, it wouldn't surprise me if he just goes straight into the dungeon. Because knowing that Totorock is a pendant, you don't need to prioritize going up there to get the information about it, like you would if you didn't. Yeah, so he sees it's Quake, and go ahead and do Mire Shed. And I think we're gonna see, this could be...
Skullwoods.
Skullwoods, yeah, finish out Skullwoods, that makes sense. We had 2 items in the back too, so... No, Azure not going into Mire. That surprises me. Oh, because he still doesn't have flips for Kate. Never mind.
Okay. Of course, when the flips just turn up in Misery Mode, and
yeah, that'd be mean. So he's Azure going to do his East Dark Death Mountain stuff. Kane is on Zora Ledge for those of you that missed it. It is sequence breakable. We have a bow, so Azure could splash delete it. I think he's trying to avoid that, mainly because Swamp Palace is a crystal, so you need the flippers anyway. Also, I know it's not one of his more favorite glitches, so... We'll see if he decides to go for it at any point, rather than do some of this other stuff. He probably does some of these on-path things first. Like, it makes a lot of sense to do Dark Death Mountain, and it makes a lot of sense to do... Skullwoods, like Yaga's doing. Just use Skullwoods being 2 items. And Armos Knights in this arena really suck. Pretty much everything in this arena sucks.
yeah.
I mean, it's often said that it's not the, it's not Moth that's hard, it's Room that's hard.
Okay, then that happens.
Can he? Okay, this is fine. It's like Azure. Also gonna go ahead and finish this with Spike Cave. Might have to burn his blue potion as well. And he does not, I know for a fact he used his red. Yeah, he's already ready for it. Yeah, that was checking it out. I like that he's using the cape first here, and then is gonna... Yeah, then he might have had just enough, but that would have been awfully tight, and if you die there, that's real feels bad. Of
And
course,
there's
hitting
the
50.
mirror in
Oh.
Skullwood.
Yuck. Okay, so let's see where Azure decides to go next. Oh, I think this is shovel check for Azure. Yep. And perhaps desert for Yaga?
Yeah, you can do desert and checkerboard game with that while you're here.
Oh, flippers!
Oh, flip
Oh,
is
that's
interesting.
really good for Azure. He's gonna
Oh,
go... I think he beelines straight for that Canis Maria.
yeah.
Because now he can do Mire and Desert all at the same... Well, no, he can't. He has to get the mirror first, but...
Yeah, he's gonna get that Kanan do Ice Palace right away, I think.
And we're boots locked. So if he decides to do Mire first, then it doesn't matter. But yeah, you absolutely go pick up this cane right now. Now, the good news for Yagamoth with that mirror, if and when he does Smith Chain, which probably comes pretty soon, he's gonna be able to route all that stuff in pretty efficiently. Get his Quake at the dig game and get his flippers. Then he has to go get... he has to go to Zora. Okay, Azure gets his cane. He's not saving and quitting, so it means he has plans to flute somewhere.
So, all we know now for Como, we need the boots.
Yeah, that's it. This might be Ice Palace for Azure. Yeah, I kind of like that idea. You're right here. You've got Canis Amari to make it pretty easy. A relatively quick dungeon with Icebreaker. And we get a compass for Thieves Town. Don't know that we have a compass for this dungeon. Yeah, this color palette for ice is not exactly not exactly nice. But I know Azure likes to play with the palette swap on some of the weirder modes. In particular, you'll see him use it for Map Compass to help remind him that it's something a little bit different. If Azure finds boots here, though, that'll be pretty big. We've seen 2 items, but there are 5 items in this dungeon.
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't... Yaga hasn't even done this. Oh gosh. So this will be
Yeah,
Smith Chain for Yagamoth.
yeah. Yagamoth dying on Veggies there just kind of made him miss all these checks.
I mean, he could have walked out and done the Bombable Hut. But, yeah, these other ones will be good for him. He'll get his Quake. He should get his Flippers. And Ice Tea Big Key is the worst in here.
The many dicks for required Quake.
Yeah, it's a lot of digs. At least for Yagamoth, he'll know it's required once he's done. Little concerned about Azur's magic situation. We haven't seen Cold Stare yet. If this is vanilla Cold Stare, he's not going to have enough. Now he should be okay. It's not ideal, but Azur well versed in doing this fight with the Sword Beam dupes. So he will have enough if he has to do a Cold Stare. If it's a Trinex, it's going to be, yeah, well, yeah, it'd be 4 beam shots. He'd still be fine. If it's a Trinex duplicate. But it's an Argus, so we're fine. No magic needed. And as you're making quick work of Argus, gets this last small key. So, none of us were paying proper attention to the items. The last 3 items were keys. He did need to get the big key since he hadn't hit the switch. But turns out he could have skipped opening the big chest. Let's see where he goes next. I could see going ahead and going straight to Myra and doing that. I could also see doing Skull Woods first, since it's another dungeon you have to do. And maybe you get Boots or Mirror as part of that. Nah, he's gonna do Myra next. I think either one of these plays is fine for Azder. So far we haven't seen Boots on the Smith Chain. We have not on Magic Bat, not on the Smith. Purple Chest, Yagamoth will pick that up. Chat asking, suggesting the classic Boots on Laser Bridge. 4 items in Myra, they could be here.
The good news for Yagamoth here too is that they're gonna get those flippers out the big spot here. So
Yeah, and he needs those.
oh, Misery Meyer, you have the goods today. Let's see.
But yeah, we are Boots away from no mode. Azure still needs to get back to Skullwoods to get that mirror. And Yagamoth still needs to go to the Zora area. Actually, he's about to get his flippers, but he still needs to go to the Zora area to get his cane. And that might come pretty soon. Although he might go, you know, I think he goes into Swamp first. He's right there. Could also have flippers. Oh, did we just get a big key?
Yeah.
Azure's just gonna go ahead and beat this dungeon. And then probably comes back in.
Of course, you're gonna check this one chest here.
Yeah, because it's super out of the way if you have to come back for it. And with the small key, it'll make routing pretty easy. And with no items, even if he gets an item on Vitreous, or on the boss of Misery Mire, He's probably gonna have to. He's gonna come back in because there's gonna be 3 more items and only 1 more, and 2 more small keys. And as expected, Yagamoth is gonna do Swamp Palace.
Palace having 8 items, so
It's a
definitely
lot,
makes
yeah.
sense. And we got
Landmo.
Landmo, so we have not seen a duplicate yet.
We have not.
I think we see one of every boss now.
Have we seen everything? We haven't seen a cold stare.
Oh, closer, you're right, yeah.
Or a Helmasaur. Okay, so there's
Hey,
4 items coming back
Yeah,
into. Yeah,
guys
you
said
you
anything.
gotta come back in. You've got 2 small keys, and the big key, which means 4 of the 5 remaining items in this dungeon are all items that you have to go back in. And after this, I gotta believe Azure does Skullwoods next, and probably into Swamp. So there's a good chance he doesn't end up doing the Smith Chain at all. And since it was nothing, that'd be really good for him. Gonna go check the big chest first. I don't love this because that other chest over here is, you're not getting it. You're gonna have to come back to it, but... But you get boots! That's no mode!
Hello.
So that means Yagamoth, if he full clears this dungeon, he's gonna waste a ton of time. Azra's gonna be able to go mode Swamp Palace. He's not gonna have...
He did Skullwoods first, that would have been...
Yeah. Well, I mean, Azra's gonna do Skullwoods next. I don't know what else you do if you're him.
Yeah.
You can't do Desert because you don't have a book, and you don't have Mirror. You can't do Swamp because you don't have Mirror. You're not gonna go do Turtle Rock for a pendant. That would just be insane. And you don't do Smith Chain before you do a clearable crystal dungeon. So this is puts Azure in really, really good shape.
It does, yes.
Yagamoth going for a left side swamp right away, which makes sense in Math Compass Shuffle. I think the biggest reason you don't do this first is if you're... Well, there's two times you don't do this first. If you're go -1, you don't do this first, because you hope to never have to come back here. If you've not seen map or compass, and for some people the big key as well, you don't do this first. Oh, Azure gonna leave. Okay, not gonna do cutscene, even though there's an item there. He doesn't know it, but that's gonna be a real good choice for him. Looks like he's gonna do these boots checks first. That makes sense, but then you can just flute away and go to Skullwoods. And there's that big key. So at least Yagamoth's not gonna have the reason I hate to do this if I don't have a big key is to me there's nothing worse than you do left side and you get the big key, say in the back or on the boss. Even worse if it's on the boss. And then it's like, I spent all that time doing left side and I still have to think about going in for another item on the big chest. But at least if it's map compass, at least you know that it's not going to be map and compass over there. I mean, it could be a map and compass, but it's not going to be the map and compass. Okay, there's the flute. Where are we going? Azure, where are you going? Oh, does he not realize Turtle Rock is a pendant? Why are you not going to the Crystal Dungeon? This is insane. There's no reason... There's no reason to do this. Now, Azure doesn't use a tracker. So he might have forgotten which this is. If he goes and does this dungeon, that's going to give Yaga a ton of time to catch up. And I would no longer necessarily put Azure in the lead. I can only hope that he sees this is a pendant and just leaves immediately. But he has the map, so he's gonna see it's a pendant. I mean, it's reasonable to think that chat suggesting you might be thinking the mirror's here, but why not do the crystal dungeon you can do?
Right.
Just do it, and then you go Turtle Rock right afterwards. I like the play after. And the P's right there, and he's going in.
Well,
he thinks he's behind, and he wants to be able to pull ped, I think, when he goes over to Skullwoods. But he can't pull ped over to Skullwoods. This is really, really unfortunate. Yagamoth is Kane from Go Mode, and he should get that pretty soon. Kane and Boots, but Kane will lead him to Measure Mire, which will lead him to Boots. Just mirror out. Please just mirror out. You hate to see it. We'll see how quickly he can do this. I mean, he's gonna have a Go Mode Swamp Palace to finish this off, still. Yagamoth still has 3 dungeons to clear. And Go Mode Swamp is pretty quick. Okay. You died. Leave. Just take that as a sign to leave.
David quit.
No, leave! Oh my god, I can't believe this. I mean, he won't do Mimic Cave, so there's that. This is also, I did Pendant Thieves Town, but it wasn't for nothing. I mean, the boss was for nothing, and it was a slow boss, but... I don't think there's even anything he can get here. I mean, I guess he could find silvers that might help, find a gold sword. It's not a terrible thing. But Yagamoth running out of places to go. Probably gonna do Flipper's checks now. Looks like he'll start with the hobo. We don't know what's there. I mean, all this is reasonable for Azure. I just don't understand why you wouldn't do Skullwoods first for the 2 items there. And then, by all means, after that. And he gets a book. That's not what we needed to see.
That's not cool.
I mean, actually, that book doesn't do anything. I don't think you run up to check it without a mirror. Over here on Death Mountain. And you can't check Bombo's tablet. I mean, just 50 rupees on the hobo. But Yagamoth about to get that Cane of Samaria. See if he does Ice Palace first. Okay, so Azure's going to gain a little bit of time back now. Looks like Yagamoth is going to do Ice Palace first. This makes a lot of sense. It's still, you know, it's a crystal dungeon. It sucks without Icebreaker, but you know, the Canis of Mario, you know, from Yagamoth's point of view, it's just as likely to be here as it is in the Zora area.
And he's gonna check Sora afterwards, so
Oh yeah, for sure. The whirlpool's right there. And I don't think he's got anything left after Zora, after this, except going into Turtle Rock. And he can't go into Turtle Rock without a cane, so. So it really comes down to how quickly can Azure do this dungeon and get himself over to Skullwoods. Which hopefully he doesn't like get baited into Mirrorless Smiths or something. Which to be one of the worst possible. You know, one thing is Azure's gonna know more about the boss situation. So I think Azure may actually be fine as long as he doesn't do Mirrorless Smiths. Because that's really, really slow. And as expected, we've seen nothing in Turtle Rock. Yagamoth get to do a good old-fashioned Ice Palace bomb jump. PSA, you still need to know how to do this because Canis of Mario does every once in a while like to show up in Ice Palace. Unfortunately for Yagamoth, not the case here. As I always like to say, you do not want to have to do Ice Palace the intended way.
nah.
And it's just blind. This won't take long. Of course, you can't do the scripted fight, so. Yeah, just put that cape on. You're on green mail. And a whole lot of absolute trash. He didn't know it was a pendant before he walked in here. He sure knows it now. I suspect we'll see a Pedpole, and then hopefully, like I said, Skullwoods. If he does Mirrorless Smiths, then I think it goes the other way. But we'll see.
Just go do the crystal.
Well, he's gonna pull Ped first. You don't go all the way through Turtle Rock and not pull Ped. Oh, he's got a book to do desert. Well, now you're doing the crystal dungeon? That's hilarious. Well, okay, I mean, you have to do this anyway. Oh, that's funny. And he's not going to save time by doing it with the mirror necessarily. I mean, maybe a little bit, but... Well, yeah, he would have saved time because he could have just grabbed the key off the torch and just gone. Instead, he gets to check all this stuff. Okay, Yagamoth about to finish off ice. There's that mushroom that will probably bait him to turn that in.
He will possibly have an Ice Palace. Oh yeah, we already knew that. Never mind.
Yeah, we don't know it's a desert.
We did see a repeat Landmo in Swamp though, so that was our first repeat.
Right. It's a bottle, so actually a little bit of safety. Has Yagamoth turned in that mushroom?
Yeah, it's nothing.
Okay. Okay, Yagamoth probably mirrors, goes to the Zora area, will get his cane of Samaria. That won't quite be Gomo, it still needs to grab those boots.
Yeah, but like you said, that Kate's gonna take a break to buy her. He's
Oh,
gonna find her.
absolutely. 100%. Yeah, I don't know who, I mean, it all depends on if Azder does Skullwoods or not, and he just doesn't want to go there. Also be interesting to see how Yagamoth routes Misery Mire. The boots were in the big chest, so he's not going to get to them quickly. Now with that big key, at go -1 with the big key being right away, I would expect him to go to the back first. Oh, we get another Vitreous. I should just gonna use that cape. And make fairly quick work of this.
Much easier to talk about this for GS with the tempered sword.
Okay, Yaga gets his cane of Samario. He's close to Gomo. Still needs to get those boots. And we'll see where Azure heads. Headed to 3. No, he's gonna try the mushroom first. Headed to 2. Gonna buy potions. So a blue and a red's good to have. Yagamoth heading into Misery Mire.
And here
this
is the 3 for Asher.
Yeah,
so.
but this is gonna probably be which way? Yeah, he's gonna do the ped pull. He's gonna lose him a little more time. See, maybe he gets silvers. We haven't seen silvers. Maybe he gets a sword. I mean, probably not, but we can hope he gets something useful. Okay, well, we got a gold sword out of it. A better copy of your sword. Okay, Azure, where are you going now? Please just go to Skullwoods. This is still a race if you go to Skullwoods. Oh my god, he's gonna do Ether Tablet. Okay. I think this is... Yeah, I don't think he catches up now. He's doing everything but the crystal dungeon he needs to do. And I don't understand. Like, you don't lose time doing Skullwoods first if it's nothing. And then you do all this other stuff afterwards. I don't understand this. You only lose time if it's... by doing it in this order. No, Yaga absolutely goes in again. There's 4 items. The boss is going to drop a small key. So he's not... Yaga's not missing these boots.
No.
No, the idea that, yeah, Azure knows the skull is... He's done... The only thing I can think of at this point is that Skullwoods, you know, this being map compass shuffle, and I believe he got 2 items in the front, and there's 2 items in the back. So it could be that he forgets that there's any items left in Skullwoods, but even still, doing it first. Oh no, Hera Basement, don't do it! And as expected, Yaga does the boss first. He'll go back in after this. He'll get his go mode, and he'll be able to do desert very quickly. At this point, Azur's gotten so far down this rabbit hole, he may just be thinking, well, if it's Skullwoods, I'm just dead anyway. And he's right. Even though he actually had the lead. If he just had done it, this is not going to take long. Save and quit. Yeah, he's thinking of... no, he's thinking. Yeah, I think at this point, maybe that he's forgotten there's 2 more items in Skullwoods. It's the only thing. I still think you do Skullwoods first, though. Oh, my God. Oh, front of escape.
He just...
Well, I said it before. Azure has... This is not the first time I've seen him play a win, and it would have been a pretty easy win at that, into a loss, by thinking he's behind, and that's what we're seeing here. This was his race to lose. All he had to do is go finish up his last crystal. If he had forgotten that there were any more items, he would have figured it out by seeing that there was an item on the boss there. Instead, he's gone everywhere but. Like, he didn't realize just how good that pull was out of Misery Mire, and how big an advantage he had by just having scouted the Cane of Samaria, so that he knew to go straight there when the flippers showed up. And Azur's not going to get anything here. At least he's still on green mail, so the Death Warp will be relatively easy. Saving and quitting, so maybe he doesn't do Dark Cross. And Yagamoth doing this in as slow a way as possible, because this is his last check. So Yagamoth gave him plenty of time to get back. And this could be finally the Skullwoods play, or it could be the Smiths.
Yeah, 127.20. Yagamoth's in go mode officially now.
Yep.
Let's finish up Desert Palace and GT.
And finally, Azure goes into Skullwoods. It's gonna be frustrating for him, because like he still had time, right? Because Yaga had everything that Yaga did. He did pretty much in the slowest way possible. So all that time spent, he's not going to be that far behind, but he's going to be basically a Swamp Palace behind. He's going to finish this dungeon. He's going to get his mirror, and then he's going to have to go do Swamp Palace, whereas Yaga's going to finish Desert Palace, and he's just going to be able to go straight to GT. So Yaga would have to make a humongous mistake at this point. Azure gets to do the Armos Knights fight. Okay, Okay, so who haven't we... So we've seen double Lanmo, double Vitreous.
No Helma.
No Helma. We're probably gonna get a Helma at the top of GT would be my guess. Or it could be a Cold Stare. Cold Stare can also show up at the top of GT. So probably one of those there. And then our duplicate.
Yep.
And he's not going back in. Yeah, he doesn't remember there's another item in there.
So unfortunate.
So he doesn't go back in to check the chest, so he doesn't know there's an item there. And that's why he didn't go to Skull Woods. He didn't think there were items there. I thought maybe the fact that he'd gotten that would get something other... I mean, you can't even get a small key from Moth. So this will probably be Smiths and Powder and all that stuff. I mean, even if he'd gone straight back in, the only way he can come back at this point would have been like a tile room gamble on GT, which is something he's known to do. Like, he would do that, and he's gonna feel enough behind that I could see him doing it, but even that might not be enough at this point. And this is the Smith grab. Yeah, just forgetting the numbers. You know, we did Skull Woods so early, and we noted at the time there were 2 items in the back. And for whatever reason, Azure forgot there were 2 items in the back. And if he just goes back there and does the 2 items, yeah, he's done already by now. Like, he was that far ahead. So, really unfortunate. I mean, good for Yagamoth. He gets to move on. Without, as long as there's no huge disaster. Yeah, anybody wondering about silvers, I think they have to be in GT now, because I think we've literally seen everything else in the game. Yeah, going right first. I actually much prefer the, normally I like to go left, hope left. I actually quite like this route in boss shuffle, just because, and there's that big key. Just because it makes it so that the boss is last, and I'm only hitting him if I absolutely have to. And I wasn't counting. 3? Was it 3?
That was like 3, yeah.
So I think it was the first check in the compass room, so it has to be 3. Yeah, chat wondering what Azure's gonna do after Purple Chest. I don't know. There's nothing else left. There's and let me tell you, because every one of us has ever played this game has done this. What is that last spot that I haven't thought of? Where have I not gone? So anybody who's ever played this game knows what this feels like. He's never done a Gina. No, I mean, yeah, with or without a tracker. I mean, yeah, he doesn't use a tracker, but, It's almost worse when you do have a tracker because it just means you misclick something, right?
Yeah. You know, you're going back in like, did I get the chest in the back of blind spot? Did I do this?
Mhm.
Like, all right, let's see where Asher is.
Yeah, so this has got to be nothing left but Yagamoth's gonna catch a fairy for a little extra safety.
There's Selma.
Yeah, I think I'd rather fight Helma here and let Cold Stare be at the top of GT. Helma at the top of GT is just absolutely horrible. We're going back in for Meyer cutscene. He remembers there's an item left in Meyer cutscene, but he doesn't remember there's an item left in Skullwoods.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised to see a Cold Stare.
I fully expect to see Cold Stare up here. If it's not Cold Stare, it's going to be the duplicate. Okay, Yaga's gonna have to make sure he grabs the Helma key. Might check these chests just in case there's silvers or it might just say, I don't care. We know it won't be a sword, but silvers are almost certainly in this dungeon. They're probably in the basement, but, you know.
And there is
This is Dark Cross. And it is Cold Stare, so we'll never know who the ice boss was, sadly. And Azder's gonna find out he's got nothing left just before Yaga gets into the, well, just before the Aga 2 fight. And a useless bottle.
Hey, could you put a potion in it or something? Yeesh.
I know, right? Those darn bees. Okay, now there has to be nothing else left, and he's got to be confused. Yeah, chat pointing out. Well, we know one of the male upgrades is on Lake Hylia Island. We saw that a long time ago. And we see it there again. But yeah, the other male upgrade, half magic silvers, all those nice luxuries, all in Ganon's tower. Does Azder remember? And Yagamoth dropping into the Ganon fight. We'll have to do this silverless. Ganon probably going to confirm what we already suspect.
It looks like Asher remembering something.
Yeah,
here,
I think he's got it. Yeah, get out of magic. Yeah, you need some of that. Good thing we got that blue. I think that was at Eastern Palace we got that blue. No, actually, no, we used that one in Spike Cave, so it was he must have picked one up when he went back to or something.
Yeah, I think he picked one up.
Yeah, Azure figures out that it's the bridge, just as Yaga finds out that the silver arrows were indeed in Ganon's tower, but who knows where. Yaga looking really good on these spins.
And down goes Ganon for Yagamoth, who will be moving on to the round of 32 in this tournament. Get those GGs and chats.
Finishing with an official race time of 1:40.04. GG's to Yagamoth.
Looks like Yagamoth wants to join us here in a bit.
All right, and joining us is Yagamoth. GG's. And congratulations, moving on.
GG. Thank you. Yeah, that was interesting. I guess I still got really unlucky here.
No, it's he went on a wild goose chase after the mirror. We'll have to hear from him when he finishes up, and it looks like he is going to go ahead and finish this. But he had a huge advantage getting the boots at seeing the cane early. So once he got flippers, he went straight for that cane. Did Misery Mire, got his boots, and all he had to do was go to Crystal Skullwoods to get his mirror, and then decide to do everything else before he did. So yeah. But
sounds like a really roundabout way.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a tough one. We'll have to ask what exactly happened when he comes in, but I mean, your route, like you had the early death to Vitreous and never had to go back in there, so that was good. Would you have gone back into Thieves Town if you had survived that fight the first time through?
Probably not, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I would have likely just kept going on the Dark Overworld, because going back into Thieves Town is usually reasonably quick.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's good you did, because that Ice Rod not only was required, it was required pretty early.
Yeah, honestly, it's one of these things where initially I was just like, oh well, dying to Witchers, that's not good, especially after I already used up all my arrows.
Yeah.
So I was at that point just mostly hoping there was no immediate progression anymore. Like, I just started walking back in without really thinking about how to defeat Vitrios at that point, and only realized halfway I was to Vitrios that, well, can't really defeat it efficiently right now, so might as well go ahead to the back, because sometimes that also has stuff.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, because Thieves Town is kind of another left side swamp.
Yes, well, here's the thing. Left side swamp has two really nice tricks that make it nice and smooth if you just do it first pass, but
it's still slow.
yeah, suppose.
But yeah. I mean, but you do it, you get the Ice Rod, and then you get to the point where it's like, okay, so I can do Crystal Eastern, you do Crystal Eastern, and then what's left after that? Not a whole lot, but Pendant Pod.
Yeah, there was actually still a decent amount remaining, so it was a real big question mark whether I would go and defeat the boss or not.
Mhm.
But considering I just picked up the ice rod in like the most recent sphere and the fire rod as well, I decided that, well, I guess let's just go. Like, I never feel good going for the green pendant because it's really just a fetch quest with extra steps.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, and then of
Especially since I
course.
forgot to check Sahasrala's items before even going to Eastern, and then I was already in pod, and that's when I realized that I should have just checked it before. So there was still plenty of other things there where things could have been.
Yeah. So, I mean, at the time, I think between the two of you, we hadn't seen Hera Basement. I think that was it.
Yeah, I was really unsure about that one, but I figured, well, Hera Basement, if I skip it and it's successful, for one, if there is something in Hera Basement, chances are decent that my opponent may also skip it, so it's just whoever gets back there first. Or on the other hand, it could also be that this just makes up for me dying to Vitreous if I have to go back there too.
Okay. Well, we're going to do a little bit of spoilers here. We're not going to wait the 10 minutes and go ahead and mark Azder is done. Spoilers, he is going to finish this thing. So we can get him in here now so we can talk about what's going on. What happened to him? While we're waiting for that. So moving on, you'll be facing either J-Jo or Moogle What are your thoughts about that?
I like Moogles, but besides that, much thought. I have to admit, I have no idea who J-Jo is. Like, I've seen the name for a few times, but I have to do a bit of research there. And hey, Aster, GG.
GG, yeah, sure.
Okay, so what happened on the way to Skullwoods?
I just forgot to go there after Mitts. I was thinking that I put it off after Fire Rod showed up because I wanted to wait for Mitts for it to be faster. But then with how ridiculous the Mitts location was, it put it out of my mind. So, yeah. And then also I made another mistake where like I forgot the shovel existed until I did the mountain already, and I dug up my flippers a lot later than I should have, and that had me route really inefficiently.
Yeah,
so
ironically,
I knew where Samaria was there too as well. So
yeah, ironically, the nice, we got our blue mail in tile room. Yeah, so you got to the flippers a lot earlier, as it turned out, and Yaga didn't know that Kana Samaria was sitting over in the Zora area. So yeah, you were way ahead. Once you got the boots in Meyer, everything was looking really good for you. So we're like, yeah, he's just gonna go to Skullwoods. He'll get his mirror. He'll be in go mode, and that would be that. And then we went on an adventure instead.
If I was gonna go to Skullwoods, I would have done it before Meyer or Mountain or anything like that. It would have made much more sense to do that, but I just forgot about it, and I was stressing too because it was like. It was 2 items from Go mode. And yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, these things happen.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there's no amount of practice that I can do that would have prevented me from making that mental
no,
mistake.
not at all.
So
we've all done it.
Yeah.
It's everybody that's ever run this game has made those kind of mistakes. So I mean, you're certainly not unique in that.
I make those all the time. Today I got lucky, and a bit unlucky looks like with that. So yeah, GG, thank you for playing.
Yeah, GG's.
Okay, I guess we can watch you finish this off here. You did get a gold sword out of the pet pool. We do know silvers are in GT because there was literally nowhere else to look.
Yeah.
Nice to have magic on the torch too.
I know, right?
That was a mistake actually. I should have checked the rest of Compass Room for a key or silvers.
Right.
I didn't really want to check for silvers because I was just like, oh, I'm probably way behind anyways.
Yeah, you didn't have to
But
race
I
from
should
up, I
have
assume.
checked them because it would have been a chance at a key, and then if I didn't find one, I should have gone and gotten the key from the pot past the wart. But I was like, there's too much going on in my mind for me to realize that I had 0 keys.
Yeah, I mean, this was a lot.
I lucked out with the half magic, although like I still had a blue in my back pocket. I've had that blue for a long time, and I just never ended up using it.
Yeah, so I'll ask you, the early game was certainly interesting. You did Vitreous for the pendant. It was a very nice fight, but unfortunately didn't get you anything.
Well, I don't think it was very reasonable to know that it was a pendant.
No,
I
of
had
course
knowledge
not.
of 2 pendants at that point, and it seemed very likely that Thieves' Town wasn't the pendant.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Then the map to Thieves' Town was on pod, which you really don't want to go too early.
Yeah, it was an interesting series event. So Yaga went in and died to the Vitreous fight, and then went back in and did the back. You just did Thieves' Town the normal way, essentially. Looked like you maybe forgot for a moment that it was boss shuffle because you bombed the floor out.
I didn't forget that it was boss shuffle.
Muscle memory.
No, I just I forgot I didn't have to bomb the floor.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't forget that it was boss shuffle.
Okay, fair enough. So and then you went and did the fight. And I mean, it's good that you went to the back because, of course, that ice rod turned out to be very highly required, and very quickly thereafter required. I mean, you would have gotten funneled into it anyway, but green pendant for Mitts is not with Trinex as the gate is not something you see every day.
Yeah, it's kind of a sign for me to do Trinex. I didn't necessarily want to do the boss there, but once it was Trinex, I knew I had to do it because I was committed to Ice Rod, and there was a chance that he might not have gotten it.
Yeah, kind of the similar thinking, I would say, then.
I was pretty prepared to be screwed if it was nothing.
Yeah, Yeah, go ahead.
The book in Turtle Rock was like really suspicious, so I took that as like another sign that I should keep going along that path.
Yeah, when you all went to kill Trinex, to our mind, I'm pretty certain we'd seen everything between the two of you except Terror Basement, because you had done the Zora checks. Oh, we hadn't seen it wasn't in logic anyway. We hadn't seen the man under the bridge, but between the two of you, you had done the Zora checks, including Zora. Yaga had done escape before going over there. So yeah, we were pretty certain the green pendant was going to be a thing. We just weren't sure what thing at the time.
Mitts were most likely.
It was pretty likely. Like, flippers would have been reasonable to think if you hadn't seen what was already in Zora, but the Cane of Samara wasn't opening enough.
I don't think it opens anything.
Well, yeah, that's true. It wouldn't have opened anything.
The flippers would have opened, like, from my perspective, it literally would have opened Hobo.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
That's it. It's all would have opened. Mirror would have opened a handful of things too, but yeah, Mitts seemed very likely there.
Yeah, my go mode really should have been flippers, but oh well.
Yeah. Yeah, if you'd gone to Skullwoods after not after Ice Palace, after before Ice Palace.
I felt like 1 to 2 minutes behind killing Trinex, so I was not really thinking in the right headspace. Yeah, I didn't know what the item was going to be too. I thought it was pretty likely to be Mitts, but I didn't have like a good plan of what to do.
From a standpoint of who did it first, you were about 2 minutes behind, 1 or 2 minutes behind, like exactly what you thought. But at the time, Yago did not have Quake from the dig game and did not have the knowledge of the Cane of Samaria. So it kind of evened out. That it was very much up in the air who was actually in the lead at the time. And of course, you never can really tell until people are in go mode. So
pretty much, it was just Boots go mode for me, and in my opinion, Boots go mode is even worse than.
Oh, it's the worst. It's the absolute worst.
It's actually a
'Cause-
big reason why I actually really enjoy pseudo boots, because at least then it's just a fancy kind of key.
Yeah, I'm kind of the other way. I kind of don't like pseudo boots because it relegates boots to a fetch quest. But yeah, the boots go mode is the worst. Like Ice Rod, at least you probably have boots to do it. But those boots go modes can just be absolutely brutal. And you know, Yaga, you took all like none of your routes were bad. You know, it's just unfortunate, you know, like you do Ice Palace because, well, it's a crystal I can full clear and maybe my Canis Samaria is just in there and then I have to do the Ice Palace bomb jump anyway. But of course they're not there, so it's not there and then you do Zora afterwards because, you know, you're right there. So that makes sense that you would just do it right then and there. And the way you both routed Myra was pretty similar as your initially skip cutscene. But it makes sense because you did the two back checks. And then, you know, you do essentially the key sanity routing. And sure enough, it's in the very last chest.
Yeah, I made tons of mistakes in routing after Mitts too, because I should have been able to deduce that Meyer map was a key, and I didn't. And I should have been able to deduce that Ice Big Chest was a key, and I also didn't do that.
Yep. Yeah. Well, we were miscounting too, so we were right along with you.
So yeah, I felt very, very behind.
Okay, well, Azure, I know you have the Cross Game Cup coming up in a couple hours, so good luck to you on that.
Yeah, that's in 1 hour, same channel actually.
Yeah, we're gonna be right here. That's the Metroid Prime and Metroid Prime 2 Echoes combo randomizer.
It's not a combo randomizer, it's a multi-world.
Multi-world, sorry, you're right.
I am playing Prime 2 for my team. Prime 2 is actually my favorite randomizer. Like most people probably wouldn't guess that, but it's very good.
And Yagamoth, moving on to the round of 32. Take a little bit of a break, and you come back strong. So good luck and congratulations going forward.
Thank you, and thank you for commentating and tracking. Thank you for running azder. You're always a scary opponent, and have a nice day.
All right.
GG's.
GG.
Okay. Coming up, lots of races still on the schedule for today. Let me pull that up real quick. We have at 2:40. We'll have GFE versus Hydropower. That'll be over on the ALTTP Randomizer channel. I believe that's a game 1. Another game 1 at 3:10. Actually, a few I think these are all game 1s. I'm not sure. At 3:10 on SpeedGaming 6, we have Vextifer versus Andy. On SpeedGaming 3, we have Matt versus FaZe. At 5:10, that'll be on SpeedGaming 3. At 5:10 on SpeedGaming 5, we have P-Train versus Radical Sniper 99. At 5:40, we have McMonkey versus Error. That'll be over on SpeedGaming 4. Also at 5:40, we have Scholzer versus Chloe Prower over on SpeedGaming 3. And at 9:10, we have Game 2 of GFE versus Hydropower. That'll be over on SpeedGaming 3. And at 10:40, a game that Yagamoth will be particularly interested in, we'll have JJo versus Moogle Charm to cap off the night. Lots on the schedule for tomorrow. No channels assigned yet, but definitely keep an eye on the SpeedGaming networks and the ALTTP Randomizer networks to find out when those matches will be. That will pretty much do it for us. I want to say thank you to our runners for putting on a great show. It really was a fun series. If you're not already following them, Captain has already put the commands in chat. You just click on those links and go ahead and follow them. Thank you, Captain, for joining me on commentary. And of course, huge shout outs to Sammy Mamas. She was our tracker today, clicking the buttons behind the scenes. The tracker is always the MVPs of our tournaments, doing the hard work, so we don't have to. Huge shout outs to her. And that'll do it for us. We'll see you all in the next race.